Navigating blindly. There was a hole in the boat. This was new. Why was there a hole in the boat? I've had this nightmare so many times before, and there never was a hole in the boat. Floating in stormy waters like a cockle shell, passing giant freighters and barely escaping keeling over, yes. I could handle this. But a hole in the boat? What was I going to do with that? A strange feeling woke me up. It was as if I shifted from one nightmare to another. And there it was again, that hole. Only this time it was where my heart used to be. While folding into myself, I opened my eyes, hoping to see a light at the end of this tunnel. But there was only darkness. A deep breath told me my head was still above water, though my face felt wet. Then I realized I was crying. Navigating blindly, I decided to make a breakfast I felt I would not be able to eat. Even getting out of bed was a leap of faith. I was hungry though, and my energy faded fast. With a cup of hot vegetable broth in my hand, I crawled back under the covers. The hot liquid nourished my weakened body and warmed my injured soul. I stopped falling, and the stampeding beat in my chest slowed into a halfway healthy heartbeat. A heartbeat meant my heart was now where the hole had been. I wondered if I was still in the same reality, or if the folding into myself also had folded in dimensions. It didn't matter. It was still dark. I started to breathe calmly and deeply and closed my eyes, looking for a light switch inside of me, but I could not find it. I could not even find walls or ground. What a strange kind of freedom that confined me in fear and darkness. I waded on through my day and turned to the world around me, still navigating blindly. Sometimes I'd stumble, sometimes I'd feel helpful hands holding me up. I held my head above water, but it was enclosed in fog. Everything felt bland and stale until I heard a sharp sound and then, from the corner of my eye, saw a light. I turned my head and there were you, holding a match and igniting a lantern that had been concealed in the darkness. My days continued and pretty much were the same, only now I had my lantern and would take good care of it. Sometimes the light got snuffed out by a sharp, cold breeze and left me praying for help. Each time you showed up and handed me another match, and slowly, barely noticeable at first, my days became brighter. There still was no light at the end of the tunnel, but I became my own. I still struggle, but I now know I have a chance, and things are getting better. Your light inspires me as ever, but now I can reciprocate it. Perhaps for you those were only matches, but for me they meant the world. And you don't even know. Life has a funny way sometimes. And as I'm writing this, I count on that, hoping one day this message finds you. To make sure it floats to you gently and safely, before I let go, I tie a red balloon to it. This microfiction was inspired by the writing prompt from One Line 291. It has recently been published alongside the works of 99 other brilliant artists in the anthology From One Line to Another by Kobayaashi Studios. The anthology has been lovingly edited by Meghan Dargue.